And then we'll wrap this demo up here a little bit, okay? Just a little bit more contrast in here. Just kind of punch it out. Now remember, when you have shadows, they dissipate out. They start off really dark right next to the object, but then as they get further away from the object, the shadow, then the shadows get much lighter and softer at the edges because it's being conditioned by other light bouncing around and reflecting around, so those shadows are almost always going to get much softer the further away they get, because it's all that refracted light kind of bouncing around. Let's see where we are. All right, so here we are. We've got this like this. I might actually put a little bit of texture in this background. It might be kind of fun just to show you how I might do that. So maybe I would, and this is going to be very, very subtle when it dries. I'm just adding a little bit of visual interest maybe to this background. As this dries, it's going to get, these marks will get a little bit softer. Kind of fade into the background a little bit more. But it might give it just a little bit of that texture in the background. It might be kind of fun. Let's see, this should be pretty dry. Here's, I'm going to take off this salt. Remember, we just brush this salt off. Once this is dry. And now you can see, hopefully, let's see, a little bit of that rough texture. That gave us that. Up in here, I'm going to take off some of this frisket, or the masking fluid that I put. And remember, now you can see how clean those white spots are going to be. Remember me putting those in, right? So we can start to pull some of these super bright highlights back into it. All right, because I put the masking fluid down. So I've got that. I did some of the salt. I did some of the watercolor pencils. So I've got a bunch of different little things going on in here. If I wanted, I could come in with a, let's see, I could come in even with a graphite pencil and start to define a few little things in here if I wanted to. Now, like I said, in this drawing, I'm probably doing a lot more little different kinds of things than I might normally do in a piece, just because I'm trying to show you all the different techniques that we can employ. Okay, so here we are. I don't think I'm going to go any further on this piece because I just wanted to show you some of the different techniques of working with watercolor. All right, so I did a little bit of everything in here. I went ahead had just some straight watercolor washes going on. I worked with the salt to create texture in here. I used some of the masking fluid to create these really strong whites. I used watercolor pencils in some of these places, and then I even came in with just a little tiny bit of graphite to kind of really add some punch in a couple of spots. One of the things I really want to impart to you is that you need to be thinking about, even though it's watercolor, think about textures. Think about the differences of surfaces, how they play off of each other, and then particularly contrast. What a lot of people get caught up in with watercolor is it's so transparent that they start to just make everything feel very undefined or mushy. But you can see that you can get some really, really strong contrasts in here and really define our form just using this simple medium of watercolor. So hopefully this was helpful for you. And if anybody has any other specific questions, just let me know and I will try to answer them for you.